thank you for the good people that you have used to surround me. That's the truth. Good people. Are we talking about the ones here? Or the ones in River State that almost died when they heard what I said? Are we talking about the Nigerians? I don't even know them. They spend their money, they spend their time for us to succeed. If I continue to say that I'm not happy, grateful for all this, the liar, it will prove everything you do. Because without him, protest will solve the problem now. The protest at the end, but it came in at the right time, and it salvaged a very, very worse and terrible situation. So let me thank him here for that intervention. The intervention that has given us this opportunity to still address ourselves. My deputy, as Her Excellency, and myself too are addressing me.
Well, people shouldn't blame Fubara for what he's doing. This is the way politics is played in Nigeria nowadays. A victim turning around to not only blame himself and others that were victimized, but also heaping praises on the people that antagonized him and removed him from office. It doesn't make any sense. This is how far we have regressed as a country, not just in politics, but also all sectors of development. More than 40 years ago, Abubakar Rimi, the then governor of Kano State, resigned as governor of Kano State simply because he had some disagreements with the founder of the party, Aminu Kano. So he resigned from the People's Redemption Party so as to become to Zeke's party, the Nigerian People's Party. So because of the disagreements Rimi had with Aminu Kano, the founder of the party, he had to leave that party for him and become to a new party to contest the governorship election. And he also resigned as governor. Not that we expect Fubara to do all this, but he is pushing it by spinning narratives and saying that Tinubu did the right thing. No. Stretch it how far you want it. What he did remains illegal. It is not in the constitution to remove an elected person from power. It's not also in the constitution to replace that person with a sole administrator. The constitution doesn't recognize all these actions. Why do you think the Supreme Court is delaying hearing of the matter brought by PDP governors? Yes, justice delayed is justice denied. They are stretching the matter so that the tenure of the sole administrator will expire. At that point, they will simply strike off the matter, saying that it has been overtaken by events. But if the Supreme Court or the Nigerian judiciary is independent, they would have decided this matter long ago. This is because this is not only an emergency situation, it is also a serious breach of the constitution. Do you know what it means to remove an elected governor from office? When the constitution outlines ways an elected governor or other officers that are elected can be removed from office, and declaration of state of emergency is not one of them. Anyway, Fubara should sing Tinubu's praises in peace. Let him do all he can to make sure he's reinstated as the governor of Rivers State. But spinning narratives is where he should draw the line. Granted that he accepted that many people supported him not because of what they would gain from him. He doesn't even know majority of the people that supported him around Nigeria. Most of these people supported him because they felt it was the right thing to do. That a state like Rivers, the second largest economy in Nigeria, should not be controlled by any other person other than the elected governor. Fubara's election as governor of Rivers State might be flawed, but right now he is the governor. Rivers people handed over the keys to the Treasury to him. He should not on his own hand over the keys to the Treasury to an outsider, someone that is no longer in power. This is why all those people supported him, and some continue to support him till today. When they see that he has betrayed that trust, many will definitely withdraw their support. Yes, that's the reality. When people see that Fubara is no longer the gatekeeper, preventing outsiders from pillaging the Treasury of Rivers State, they will definitely withdraw their support. Just like what is happening in Lagos State, they say to whom much is given, much is expected. The reason many people always criticize Lagos is because of the enormous revenue that the state generates. Yes, all the revenue, all the IGR are never commensurate to the development in Lagos State. This is simply because one man controls everything in Lagos since 1999 till date. Lagos State is the only state in Nigeria that has the capacity to achieve first world status. Yes, especially in terms of the environment. Lagos State can afford to build all the roads in all the developed areas in Lagos State at once. They have the money to do that. They can also install industrial pumps to pump flood water into major canals so that they will empty into the lagoon. The Lagos terrain is mostly flat, and in such a situation, gravity doesn't help in evacuating water. This is why most waterways in Lagos are stagnant. So you can imagine when it rains heavily, water will not evacuate as quickly as the rain is falling. This obviously leads to flooding. Many people might think it's because the waterways are blocked. Yes, it contributes, but that's not the end of the story. Waterways need to be large enough to accommodate flood water. Not just that, they should also be able to evacuate the flood water. When the rain is coming fast, when there are flash floods, the waterways need to evacuate the water fast enough to eliminate flooding. In such a situation where they cannot do it on their own, you have large gutters, large waterways, large water canals, but they cannot evacuate the water as quickly as possible. You need to help them do it by installing industrial water pumps. This is what they do in Holland in Europe. They do it in many other cities where their terrain is flat and low-lying. If you don't do that, there will be constant flooding in your cities. Sandfilling won't end it. How many buildings are you going to sandfill? Lagos is already a built-up area, massively built up. How are you going to knock down all the buildings and sandfill and raise them because you want to eliminate flooding? It doesn't make any sense. So it's obvious that the managers of Lagos are not doing what they're supposed to do. They are spending money on frivolities. You hear things like budgeting millions for perfumes for the governor's office and crazy things like that. So politicians know how to waste the money. They never know how to utilize it and deliver service to the people. So the same way people see Lagos is the same way they see Rivers State. If they allow the state resources to be controlled by someone like Wike or any other outsider for that matter, then there is no hope that Rivers State will develop to the level of moving from third world city to a first world. Yes, there's no hope for that. Development can only happen under a peaceful atmosphere, and Rivers State has been peaceful even before the declaration of state of emergency. This is simply because Fubara is not a violent person. All the violence you see in many places are mostly sponsored by politicians. It happened under Wike many times. Cultists were shooting each other, causing crisis everywhere. Once they are not sponsored, you will not see them causing violence or disturbing the peace of the state. So let them continue that way whenever he's returned to office. Let him maintain his focus on developing Rivers State. Rivers State Treasury should work for Rivers people, not for outsiders. Politics aside, whoever he wants to support in 2027, let him make sure he doesn't stop the development in Rivers State. That is the most important thing, because when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. They have been fighting in Rivers State. It is the people of Rivers State that have been suffering. They've not been receiving good governance in its full form. But now that they have made peace, or they are trying to make peace, let Rivers people receive good governance 1000%. Yes, after all, it is their money. Thanks for watching.